Hey guys, so like I said last week, we're doing the Paracord Bracelet. You can do many things in the same way. Today I'm actually rather going to do a keyring. There's a reason for that. Every time you utilize your paracord, after your weave, you end it off and you nip it off. End it off, nip it off, end it off, nip it off. A lot of nipping, your paracord becomes shorter. The process is the same. The only difference is what you use to end it off with. Here, for the bracelet, I've got a connector like this. Just screws off and then unslip that and you do the same. With a keychain, I'm using a D-clip and a keyring. I've got about 2 meters of paracord, slightly over, and yeah, like I said, you can do a belt with this, you can do bracelets, you can do the keychain. Everything is, you can use the same weave. I'm using a very specific weave. If you look on the internet and other vlogs, there's many different weaves that you can use, some for fashion, some for utility. But as I'll show you later, with this weave, you don't have to struggle and faff about to undo the weave. Just grab, pull. Because you don't want to struggle in this situation. We need rope immediately. So how do we start this? Check it out.
So what you need is a place to start. If you've got a counter with a hook, that would be preferable, but I don't. So I'll make a makeshift one with a chair, piece of elastic, and I'm going to utilize my D-clip for now. From here, I can hook my keyring on. Now, to put the paracord on, what you would want to do is to have it about halfway through, down the middle. You can see the 2 strands at the middle, so I've got about halfway through. I made a loop. Now I'm going to put it in by the keyring, through the front, or in by the front, round the back, and I slip my cords through. Then I just tighten it onto itself. If you look carefully, you can see the paracord looping around the front. Now you've got, if you loop it around your wrist, you can make your size for your bracelet. But since I'm not doing a bracelet, and rather a keychain, I'll tend to use a cross section of the width of my palm. Just moving that out of the way so you can see better. From that length, you loop it around the back, and then you've got the 2 loops, your left and right loop, and also your 2 loose strands, your right strand there and your left strand there. To begin with, and this is the most important part, take your left strand around the front and around the back underneath your right strand. So you still have the 2 arms, just with the loop in front there. From here you take your left strand and it's over your left loop and under your right loop. So it's over and under. Just give it a little loop there. Then you take your arm, you end it up with an under, so it's under your strand, over your right loop and under your left loop, and through the gap that you've created there to nip it. Then just push it up pull it tight. From here you want to take, you started with your left one, now you start with your right one. It's under and over, over, under, over. So basically what you've, the same you did with the other one, just in reverse. Through your loop there, push it up and pull it tight. The tighter you pull it, the more resistance you'll have when you want to release it. So you must think to yourself how permanent you want this to be made. Once again, it's over, under, over, under, and through your loop. Push it up and pull it tight. So that's what you need to do the whole way through. That's your pattern. So it's under, over, over, under, over, and through the loop. Push it up and pull it tight. I try to have this play faster, but with technical difficulties. Oh, what do you know? My wife's a wonder. So you get to the end when you do your last section. Push it up, pull it tight. Just secure it there. Then you've got your 2 loops, the last bit left. You don't want to do it to the end. What you do now, you take your loose strands, make a loop, and push your strand through. That way you create a slip knot. And you put this loop of your slip knot over your 2 original loops. Then you tighten it. Paracord could sometimes be a bit tough to work with, so just play with it, wiggle it about. What you want to do is get it nice and tight there. Okay, and now for the next loop. Once again, loop it and pull it through. Another slip knot over both ends and pull it tight. If you end up with something that looks like a lobster, then you know you've done it right. There we go, just wiggling it. Okay, so that's done for now. I can release that. Okay, so that's what you end up with. Your paracord lobster. So before you cut that, you just secure it once again, and then, as I explained before in the previous vlog, just cut it at that point, and then same with that one. This is why I said earlier you can't keep reusing the same cord and just recut and singe, cut and singe. To stop it from fraying, just move that out of the way. There we go. And just melt the ends. That way, you know, it will stay the way you want it. and it won't fray out. It's easier to use a lighter, but I don't have one right now. There we go. And that's what you end up with. Now you take your D-clip through those two loops at the top there to prevent it from pulling out. And there you go. Your paracord keychain. Misplaced my key. There we go. So there you just put that key onto this ring. And Bob's your uncle. And you can clip that on anywhere. I clip it onto my work pants. It's not bulky.
So guys, this is what your paracord should look like. Like I've said in the beginning, there's many ways of doing it. You've got this type of weave, you've got another type of weave. There's many types of weaves, all for different purposes. I prefer this one because of its simplicity in an emergency situation. Because in an emergency, you do not want to sit there fiddling to get the weave out. With this, unclip your D-ring, grab it at the ring where your original position is. There you go. And then you just undo your slip knot that you've done. Just tangle that bit, but yeah. There's the whole length that you've got ready to use. Don't have to faff. Cheers guys, see you next time.